When the alpha triplets, the most popular of the wolves, found out that I was their mate, they chose to torment me by flirting with other women because they couldn't accept a lowly omega slave as their mate, and in the end I died in agony because of the rejection, but surprisingly I was reborn before I was found out by the alpha triplets that I was their mate. This time, I was going to escape before they returned for the welcome party. After finishing my last bit of cleaning, I headed toward my room, running through every possible way to make my escape tonight as smooth as possible. As I walked down the empty hallway, lost in thought, a sudden voice made me freeze. They sounded familiar. I strained my ears, carefully picking out 3 distinct male voices, and then it hit me. It was them. The men who killed me in my past life. My breath caught in my throat. I darted behind a massive pillar, heart pounding as I tried to make myself invisible. What are they doing here? They weren't supposed to be back for another 2 days. Why'd we have to come back early, Flint? Ellis grumbled through a yawn. I had something to take care of, Flint replied, his tone flat and cold. Reed let out a heavy sigh, halting in his tracks. He placed a firm hand on Flint's shoulder, stopping him from moving forward. You keep saying that, but you never actually tell us what it is. I had plenty of time to say my goodbyes to my girls, but no, because of you, I had to leave early. Then you should have stayed, Reed, no one forced you, Flint scoffed, shaking him off and walking away. The others followed, their voices fading into the distance. I remained frozen in place, sweat trickling down my spine. It was Flint who had sped up their return. Why couldn't he have just waited? This was bad. Now, my escape would be 10 times harder. I have to leave. I have to, I whispered under my breath, pushing forward toward my room. I was so wrapped up in my thoughts that I nearly crashed into someone. Lady Aurora, the moon goddess of the pack. I immediately bowed my head, my voice faltering. Why, your highness? She arched a brow, her gaze sharp and calculating. My sons are back, she said coolly, which means you won't be sleeping tonight. You and the rest of the Omegas will be preparing the hall for tomorrow's welcome party. A heavy weight settled in my stomach. This ruins everything. Yes, my lady, I mumbled, swallowing my frustration. She let out a low chuckle, before turning and striding toward her chambers. The moment she disappeared, I bolted for the kitchen. I grabbed a knife and rushed back to my room, locking the door behind me. I didn't hesitate. I pressed the blade against my arm, dragging it across my skin in a deliberate motion. Then, I turned to the mirror, clenching my fist. I slammed it forward, shattering the glass into 1,000 jagged pieces. Now, all I had to do was wait. About 30 minutes later, my door burst open. Lady Aurora stormed in, looking furious, until she saw the blood, her lips curling in disgust. What happened? You stupid girl, what did you do now? I slipped, I muttered, forcing my voice to tremble as the pain in my arm worsened, fell into the mirror. She rolled her eyes, sneering, pathetic, you're an embarrassment. Keep your hideous, cursed face away from the party tomorrow. She spat on the floor and slammed the door behind her. I waited until her footsteps faded before letting out a breathless laugh. She bought it. I quickly bandaged my wound, threw my clothes into a bag, and stepped toward the window. Goodbye, I whispered, climbing onto the ledge, ready to leap into freedom. Then, where do you think you're going? I froze. A familiar voice sliced through the silence like a knife. Flint. I turned slowly, my pulse hammering in my ears. Well, his voice was laced with authority. Answer me. I forced a smile, trying to keep my voice steady.